suppose if I didn't do it, I'd probably be in jail. It's semi kind of psychotic state, so you don't want to be left in that state of psychoticness, or whatever the word is, constantly. Kind of release, it's something you have to do just to, it's that frustration. It kind of builds up. It's like a valve that builds up, or it's like a pressure that builds up, and you need to release it. Once it's released, it's good, it's gone. But then something else fills that, and it always tends to be word related for some reason. The words I would use to describe dyslexia, or being dyslexic, are slow, frustration. God, even words don't come to you. It's a difficult one to describe. It's feeling a bit inferior, constantly feeling patronised, and a fool. You feel like a fool. The teachers noticed, they held me back a bit in school, so I had to skip a year, and they realised that I was having difficulties. I was being asked to leave class a lot because no matter how much I tried to learn words, and I would try, they just wouldn't stick. I treated dyslexia with a competitive edge, so I basically said in my head, well, nobody's going to call me slow because I know I'm not slow, and I'm going to prove everybody wrong. I used to rob the chalk from the teachers and go off and go behind the wall and draw on the ground with a box of chalk that I've commandeered. Always seemed to be chalk. It seemed to be the quickest, easiest medium to get, and nobody really minded you drawing on the ground because the rain would wash it away. I'd say there was comfort in it. The thing about the chalkboard was that at an early age I was zoning out and kind of pushing the world away. Just you, the board, and that kind of moment where you're just so intense in it and nothing else really matters. The basis of it seems to be more where there's so much information coming at you now, with every aspect of life, that you're kind of overloaded with things, and one word will stick in your mind forever if you don't get rid of it. It's a fixation on a word because it just seems to just stick in your mind, and then other words stick to it as you go, and I get rid of them by painting. It's a process, and it's a really nice experience when it's gone and you get to the end of that process. It's a release. It's like an understanding of what that was. If you didn't do it, you just had this muddled up stuff in your head constantly. I've heard lots of comments where people say, they're a negative, they're aggressive, they're all this. The paintings aren't any of that. They're positive. So whatever comes out, because they're out of me and they're expressed, it's kind of a self-expression, and it's not in here anymore. Everything is positive. Okay, so this painting here is about being a bit nuts and being a bit bipolar and talking to yourself in Starbucks. That's about life being long, not short. That's an actual collaborative piece, and it's about oh God, what was it about? John the Baptist getting his head cut off. They're nearly like a form of self-help, self-treatment, self-therapy. It helps get rid of the frustration that you feel, and it helps explain, it helps me to just be free of trying to explain stuff to people. Why, that email is a yes instead of a big long paragraph. I can just go and express myself, figure out words, figure out what they mean to me, figure out and piece them together and actually break them up. Let them be broken. You know, let them start somewhere and finish somewhere else, not in the way that that the correct way is that, you know, it should start here and finish here and that's the word. It's kind of, well, actually in my mind it starts here, the end of it's over here, the end of it's here, the middle of it's there, and I just let it do it, you know, and it's really nice feeling, you know, it's a really nice feeling just to let it be what it is. With art, you don't really have to explain yourself. You go up into your art studio and you paint and you express yourself freely, loosely, in a really creative way, and you don't have to ask for permission or explain why you've done something. Like I like to paint rough. I like things that are rough. I don't like precision and discipline. That's my architectural world, so there's boundaries there. With art it's great because there's none of that. So I can flip onto another world where I can just be loose. I can be rough with the paintings. I can spill and drop paintings. I can look at paint come out of a can differently. I can spray, I can overspray. And it's what I want. I want all these strange textures with no boundaries to them. The only problem I have in life when I paint is canvas size. The bigger the better. If I could have a canvas the size of the world, I would love to try and fill it. Actually, the world isn't big enough. I'd want to paint into the universe, and the only thing that can stop you doing that is not the size of the canvas, it's not the size of the universe, it's actually the size of your creative ability and the boundaries that you put on yourself. You know, the only problem with art that I'll ever have is that I can never be creative enough, and the boundaries I put on myself, and to get those boundaries away, to release those boundaries that you've learned in life is my goal for the rest of my life.